Hi, welcome this morning to Brunch with Brian, your home investing live stream. Every weekday I'm here and sharing great times with you. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about working with realtors. I used to be a realtor. Realtors are not your enemy as an investor, and they can be your friend, and they can actually work with you very successfully. I'm going to talk about that in a minute or two. And that's really important. Now, like I said, Lynette and I were both realtors, and Lynette actually sold new homes as well. And our son Dashiell, who works with us, is also a realtor now, currently a realtor, and that works into our organization pretty nicely. He's able to, get commissions when we have deals that aren't the right kind of deal, but we have contact with them. So Dashiell can list properties, which is great. And I just got another commission for about 10 grand off some property. So he's a great, valuable member of the team as a realtor. Now you can reach out to realtors. This is sort of a bone of contention potentially. Some people say don't even waste time with realtors if you're doing creative financing deals. Your market is the FSBO market. Really just pursue the for sale by owner properties. However, if you find the right realtor, and what's the big caveat here? When we talk about nothing down deals in creative financing, those are awesome, and they're nothing down. In this deal, you're absolutely going to put something down because you're going to pay the realtor. Okay, somebody's got to pay that realtor when that deal closes. Technically, the seller hires the realtor and agrees to pay 6% to the realtor, or not always, 6%, maybe 5%. Some agents are doing some pretty discounted commissions. Now, remember, if they're doing a 5% commission on a property, the buyer's agent who's towing around a buyer is going to look at that and realize they only get 2.5%. They're not getting a 3% commission on that house. So that may be a little, not as desirable to show as a property that's very similar to it that has a 3% commission for the buyer's agent. So, but remember, you coming in, if you're going to work with a realtor, I want you to assume that you're going to have to actually come up with initially this. I'm going to tell you how to work this, but initially I want you to think you're going to have to do 6, but you actually can do 4%. And I'm going to tell you how to do that in a second. It's Girl Scout Day today. I love the Scouts. I was a Boy Scout. Yes. And I loved being a Boy Scout. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And I love working moms. It's Working Moms Day. So many working moms can do real estate, and real estate is a great pursuit. A lot of you moms right now are working moms who are looking at, watching the Brunch with Brian's, who are working in real estate or getting into real estate, and you've got kids. And so this is a great thing. It's a flexible schedule. And I really find, and I believe this, that women have a natural advantage on the phone over men, surely because of the non-threatening approach. Women tend to be less threatening on the phone. And usually you got skeptical sellers out there who have all their radar up and, are very wary of whoever's calling. I know you've run into skeptical sellers before. You got to get them out of that skeptical seller role in their brain. And a big way of doing that is building rapport. And it's usually easier for women to build rapport, and you don't have the instant defenses. In fact, guys, I'll tell you right now, don't come off too slick. Try not to be too slick. And really don't come on all strong. Don't use your radio voice. That's going to sound wrong. Hi, I'm a real estate investor, and I want to buy your house. You want to take it easy and not come on too strong. And I really believe in that. It's Plant a Flower Day, so I have a pot I already have out in the back where the plant is ailing, and so it might actually get saved if I plant a flower in there, or it's just going to pass away, but I'll have flowers in there. So make the best. It's our only empty pot right now. I don't know if I can say I'm good at these house plants, but they seem to do really well around here, which is a good thing. It's Middle Name Pride Day today. And my middle name is Lee, which I'm really proud of because my mom's name was Mary Lee, and my name's Brian Lee, and now my daughter is Trinity Lee. So we're keeping the middle name tradition going there, which makes me happy. Okay, so in fact, there was some women, when Lynette, it's Plant a Flower Day, and I started thinking about flowers, and this was back when we lived in LA, and Lynette worked in a real estate office, and it was Valentine's Day, and I brought her a big bouquet of flowers. And then I noticed another lady, one of her partners actually had a big bouquet of flowers there too. And then the third lady walked up, who was also a realtor in the office. And she said, I can't believe I didn't get anything on Valentine's Day. So she calls her husband up, and he's on speakerphone, and she says, honey, it's Valentine's Day, and these two women got flowers from their husband. They're gorgeous. And then there was a pause, and the husband said, well, that's probably why they got flowers. Okay. Okay, time to smile. Take your deep breath in. Hold it a second. Always smiling, and let it out. Okay, relax your shoulders and your neck. Another deep breath in. Hold it a little bit, and let it out. Good. One more. This energizes you and gets you in the right mindset. Okay, big smile. Deep, deep, deep. Hold it a second, and if you take it in really deep, you really inhale lots of extra air like that, you can actually increase your lung capacity. You're like exercising your lung capacity. So isn't that great? So guys, in terms of realtors, there's a lot of listings out there. You can go on Zillow. Everybody has access to Zillow. It's a regular site. You don't need any codes. Go on there and do searches all around. Now, the cool thing about Zillow, is they actually advertise, they have for sale by owner properties on there and listed properties. Pretty much any realtor that knows anything nowadays, automatically when that property gets put in the MLS, it automatically is also put into Zillow. So Zillow is a really great source. Now, if you have a realtor that you work with, or if you do have a realtor you work with, I want you to ask them to give you access to their MLS, because that's not exactly the official way to do it. But if you can get access and you can look on the MLS too, that can be helpful as well. But as I said, pretty much anything you see there is going to be on Zillow, but you can do different kinds of searches and depending on the MLS. That's the other thing. Every MLS is different and their computer systems are all different. So, but mostly they follow the same general pattern of, looking up the houses, and you can do custom searches and stuff like that. Pull comps, things like that, which is great. So when you call, now I want you to look on Zillow for any properties. Now, if you're looking for listed properties, this is the assignment this weekend to try working with the realtor. Okay, just give it a shot here, and you never know what can happen. Now, when you call a realtor, I want you to say right up front, I see your property here has been listed over 30 days. Okay, I want you to try to find some dogs. What would be considered dogs? If you can find properties, I don't care if they're beat up. I don't care if they're kind of far away from the city center. I really want you to find some houses that have been sitting a while for whatever reason. Okay, see if you can find some houses that are even 60 days, listed for 60 days or more. Or failing that, maybe 30 days or more. And I want you to call and talk to the agent about the house and ask them about the house and build rapport, and let them know that you buy and sell houses in the area. Now with a realtor, it's probably okay to say the word investor. Generally, I don't want you to ever even call yourself an investor or say the word investor to a regular seller or buyer. And the reason for that, it's Formal Dining Room Friday, as always, and on Fridays. So I'm going to light the candles while I tell you this great information. So normally, guys, when you are approaching a listing, I don't care, like I said, if it's really beat up or if it's in great shape, that's good too. What you're looking for is something, the longer listed, the better. And if it's been listed for 60 days, usually that realtor may even be starting to kind of give up on that house. And so you can approach them, and you're going to offer an instant sale. Now, normally I don't like you saying investor in front of normal people. I want you to just say I buy and sell houses all around the area, or we buy and sell houses all around the area. Okay, but with realtors, it's okay to say investor, although they might have a negative reaction too. Because what does everybody think when you say the word investor? They tend to think this person's just going to throw out a bunch of lowball offers. I'm going to have to, and if it's a realtor, they're going to say, okay, so I'm going to have to embarrass myself with a bunch of other agents submitting these really crummy lowball offers and get laughed at. Okay, so that's not what a realtor wants to hear either. So very early on, if they know that you're looking for a property as an investment, you got to be sure to let them know that you often pay full price for houses and that you are not that low ball investor that they think all investors are. You actually pay full price for homes many times, but you do it a little bit differently. You have to get some period of monthly payments. Okay. And you can say the words owner financing or seller financing. I tend to, with realtors, it's usually okay. With regular people, I'd rather just have you say monthly payments. So, you work with monthly payments. And so I know maybe some past versions of the scripts had the words seller financing or owner financing in them. And now I've leaned more towards just saying monthly payments, okay, telling people monthly payments. Now, with your realtor, you're going to say, I see the property's been listed for, 60 days, and I'd like to make an offer. But being an investor, I do things a little bit differently. We often will offer full price, but we need to have a seller who's willing to take monthly payments for a little while. What's a little while? I would you can let the realtor know that you need at least a year or two. And then obviously when you get in there, you're going to try to get as long as you can. You can do a deal if you have a year, but that's really tight. I'd really prefer you get at least 2 years. So now this seller, technically the realtor is supposed to bring every offer to the seller. So, if you are making a legitimate offer, you can offer close to full price. You can say, now here's a good way to ingratiate yourself with that agent. You can tell that agent that anytime you get a listing, or even on this listing, I won't be represented by an agent. So I will actually pay all the commissions up front. That's the other thing that you got to say right up front. You don't lowball people, and you pay all the commissions up front, although you're trying to work out a monthly situation with the seller. Now, if the seller is just looking for debt relief, it's a vacant house sitting there, they might just want to be getting out, and they've already moved on and they're making payments on this house, and they would love anybody who would take over those payments and just have it be a done deal. Okay, so the realtor takes that to the person, and you're going to pay. If the person says yes, if the seller says yes, then you do have to come up with that money to pay the realtors. Now, eventually, like I said, 6% are a lot of these agreements, and that agent's going to want the whole 6% if you're letting them do dual representation where they're representing you and the seller. So they're going to want that whole 6%. Now, eventually, and maybe now, if you have an agent that works with you and they can start looking for these properties for you to call and start to contact, and all you're trying to explore is whether or not the seller might consider taking monthly payments for an instant sale at close to full price or maybe full price. So eventually you're going to have an agent on your team who will bring this to the agents. Now, you can go straight to the agents like this weekend if you don't have an agent to work with you on this. Or if you do have an agent and know an agent who's really good, and eventually you're going to negotiate with that agent and say, look, you can help me find these houses. I can find them myself, but I'd really like it if I can pay you just 1% commission. So that means your buyer's agent is only getting 1%. So that other 2% will be kicked back in as part of your, they can lower the price or goes towards closing costs, whatever you need it for. But that they can basically make it so you only have to pay 4% up front, 3% to the listing agent. And a lot of listing agents are taking these listings at 2.5% and 2%. So maybe you'll owe them less than that, but figure 3%. 3% to them, 1% to your agent, 4% off the top. On a $200,000 house, that's what? It's $8,000. So you got to go with $8,000, and then maybe you can make a deal. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys, is don't completely screen out working with agents. Eventually, even if you get agents who are working with you on a regular basis, they may even defer their commission until you cash out. or take some up front or whatever. So that's a whole nother approach. So wonderful, guys. I love talking to you about this realtor stuff because I used to be a realtor, and it really means a lot to be able to have access to that realtor market and be able to work with realtors. So this weekend, that's your assignment. Get out there this weekend and look for signs if you can drive around a little bit, or go on Zillow, go on the MLS if you've got access to that. Find a few properties that have been listed 60 days, 30 days plus, something like that. And we have a whole system on this called Cashing In with Realtors with all the scripts and everything. But you don't, yes, I'd like it. If you want that, just let our office know. We give it to you for some massive discount because we don't really talk about that one much. But we probably should talk about it a lot more, because really working with realtors is a way to make a lot of money. And realtors are out there in the market all the time looking at houses for sale, trying to get listings, and potentially could be working with you very successfully. So it's Friday. I won't see you till Monday. Have an awesome weekend. Go take some action. Call some listed properties. See what you can make happen. And just represent yourself well. You're building your name and your reputation. The more people that you talk to, the more things that can happen for you. And so what an awesome brunch with Brian. As always, have an awesome weekend and keep expecting success, getting awesome training right here, and taking tons of action this weekend. And we'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend.